At Tilmor, we make high-quality equipment for growers to mechanize planting and weed control. We offer quite a few different tools, so you might wonder which one is the right one for your farm, for your scale, and what you're doing. So today we're going to do a buyer's guide walkthrough to help you make that decision whether one of these pieces of equipment is right for you, to help you scale your farm efficiently or to help with any labor shortages that you're dealing with.
So what do you got there in your hands?
This is probably what you'll start with when you're gardening. Like you start in the garden, you're just using a hand tool. You need to pull weeds, but you got a little, so you're just do it by hand. You start with this, you're just growing a home garden. That's the starting point. But once you grow past that and you say, maybe I can sell some of these veggies or flowers, you might need a little bigger tool to help you out with that. So
well, many of them might start with that even on selling their stuff, right? And then realize that this is too much, right? So what's that next level then that we can go to, that someone can go to? So
we do have some hand tools, but when you're ready to scale up then from the garden, start selling to your neighbors, we've got the TerraTech wheel hoe. So this is a good option to start with. You're just growing, you're starting to offer your stuff for sale. You can hook quite a few different tools behind this to fit whatever you need for the weed control part of things, especially in like greenhouses, hoop houses, or just smaller acreage farms. This helps you control the weeds. And so there's quite a few different tools you can attach to it for that.
So things like the pressy discs, this is to go over the row, but right now it's set up to go between. So right now the single wheel hoe, you're only going to go between rows or in pathways, but you can get an attachment to add a second wheel, so now you can go over top of rows. And so that's where something like the pressy disc to be able to shield a small crop and then cut next to it is really valuable. There's many other tools that can go on, but this is a kind of a premium wheel hoe, but it's a really nice, if you've used it, it's really good ergonomic pushing and so precise kind of weed control for your scale after you go from your hand tools. But if you're looking for over top of the row, then get the double wheel version. If you want between rows, if you have wide enough rows, then your single wheel hoe can work really well. And if you already have those tools, and you want to scale up to the next level, what's this?
So the next step up then is the EOX, runs on electric power. So you got your tool batteries for your drills. You can pop those in here. 2 DeWalt or 2 Milwaukee can power this thing a couple hours. So you step up from that, you can attach the same TerraTech tools. We've got Haas tools that can go in the back. We've got a few tools as well that we make. So a lot of options for weed control with this unit. Once you're ready to do a little bit more acreage, get a little bit more power, this might be the right one for you.
Or if it takes a lot of energy, a little too much energy to use the manual system, this definitely can help reduce some of the strain on the body too. So depending on your scale, but also maybe your where you are physically, this is a nice jump as well too.
Yeah, this one is a nice balance between kind of just the right weight, because it's light enough that you can handle it pretty easily, but it's also heavy enough that you get the ground penetration that you need for, hard ground weed control. So it's kind of right in that sweet spot where you're not quite effective with that. Step up to this, gives you a little bit more weight, a little bit more power, a little bit more longevity, probably a little bit saving your legs. Once though, you need to step up and do a little bit more. So starting getting to higher production operations. The Power Ox gives you a little bit more clearance under the belly, so you can do longer season in-row weed control with your finger weeders. You can do basket weeding, finger weeding. Those are kind of our 2 most popular attachments.
Pathway cultivating, that's probably the other big one.
That's a good one. Put some sweeps behind it, take care of kind of wider areas if you have those pathways. And this one runs on gas, so you can have continuous operation. You don't recharge. But you got that gas engine to run on. That's a good option for you. So you can get quite a few acres done with this as long as you don't mind walking.
Yep, so you could do multiple rows with it. We do have people running like 3-row setups, but I think a distinction that's important to know for people too is that this is not a BCS or Grillo type machine. It's not PTO driven, so this is more of a complementary piece to those products. We have a specific video on that talks about the differences and why this might be really valuable for your operation, or it may not make sense. And so if you're looking at doing precise cultivation and quickly over a little bit more acreage, this is really a great option to go along maybe with your BCS, your compact tractor that's doing primary tillage.
Once you get tired of walking, then we step up to the seated options. So the Thiessen steerable that we offer is the next step up. You can attach this on the back of your compact tractor. So you're kind of working with whatever power you already have, but this gives you the ability to add precision to your weed control. So you can really see what you're doing. You can get real close to your plants. You can handle that in-row weed control with the finger weeders or tine weeders or any of your in-row weed control options. So this is a good option. This takes 2 operators, one on the tractor to provide the power, one on the steerable to provide the precision. So you got the 2 operators, but you're not walking anymore. So you can handle high acreage, you can do multiple rows, you can do raised beds. So it's much more versatile and requires less, actual manpower than the walking units.
And you could put the toolbar with these tools on your compact tractor without a steerable, without someone behind, but you're not going to have quite as precise of weed control. So almost the level between the Power Ox and this is almost just putting a toolbar with those tools on your compact tractor, which still means only one person operating. But what will end up being is you'll still have some more hand weeding that'll end up most likely being done because you can't be as precise. And so this type of setup will allow you to increase the percentage of weeds that you can remove in your fields, thus eliminating the hand labor that's required. So again, next kind of jump.
Yeah. So then when you're ready to move to either higher acreage or fewer people, take this 2-person operation down to 1 with our newest unit, the Super E, runs on electric, 1 up to 4 batteries at a time. So you can run 4 to 8 hours continuously with that. And this one allows you to do raised beds. It's got plenty of room under the belly for tools. So basket weeding, finger weeding, all those tools. And now you can step up and actually do planting with this as well. So you add your Wizard vacuum seeder to this. It's a great option to take you all the way from that planting through your season of cultivation and really minimize the amount of hand labor you do for weed control or planting. And it's quiet, it's nice, it's easy on the ears, easy on the body. So it really allows you to scale up and do quite a bit more acreage than you can with the walk behind tools or with the steerable.
And it always compared to some of your older cultivating tractors. But I think the one thing from a scale perspective or that you have to decide with this unit is whether it fits your farm is it does have a fixed wheelbase. So you have 50 inches between the tires or 56 inches on center. And so if that doesn't fit your system, then either your system has to change to fit it, or this isn't the right tool for you. But if it fits your system, this is a great next step from kind of a steerable cultivator unit behind your compact tractor, and going to that next single operator level.
It's fun to drive too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like brings some of the joy back to riding. You don't have to worry about it breaking down. You don't have to worry about the fumes, the noise. It's really nice.
And even adjusting stuff on here. It's I can just sit here and work on tooling in here. It's just like you have so much space to work on things. It's like it's a whole nother world almost when you get into this. But yeah.
And you mentioned the tire width. So the next step then from the Super E is kind of where it all started for us with the Tilmor 520 diesel power. And that's kind of our largest unit for the largest farm operations. This actually does have adjustable wheel widths, so you can go from 50 inches on center up to 78 on center. It gives you a pretty wide range of options. You can go over your raised beds, you can go continuous field planting, and you can still use the Wizard vacuum planter, you can use the basket weeders, the finger weeders, your precision weed control, all under the belly, good visibility, single operator, tools bar in the back as well. That's another difference between the E and the 520. You can put tools on the back of the 520 as well. So it is another step up from the Super E size-wise. You can run continuously. It's diesel. Just fill it up and keep going.
Kubota diesel.
Kubota diesel.
Everyone wants to know. But yeah, I think you hit it there. The wheel adjustments, the Kubota diesel for continuous operation, and that rear toolbar. So on the Super E, we do have some wheel scratchers, but they're going to be limited in terms of how aggressive they're going to do for the kind of wheel track or racing.
So huge range from hand tool, walk behind, both price range. So, you know, if you start small, low price, you grow, you got a huge operation, you can afford the bigger tractor to do more things. Scale just in size and in dollars. So.
Well, and I think our goal is always to meet you where you're at and to scale with you as much as we can. And I think that's kind of what's exciting, to show the whole range of product that we have here. Aaron, some of our tooling that goes on the EOX can go on up to the 520 tractor. And so the steerable has some 9-inch fingers on back here. Those can go anywhere from the EOX up. And so I think as we go through, that helps, you kind of get a perspective of what that scale for your farm, the process for that scaling for your farm looks like. It's not throwing something out or, and something completely new when you're trying to get to that next level. It's bringing it with you. Because honestly, even a wheel hoe, even at the larger levels, there's still use for a lot of that for depending on your situation.
Yeah, if you have any further questions about fitting one of these units to your farm, please call us. We're happy to talk to you. We're always happy to help and figure out what works best for you. That's our goal. We're here for you. We love you. Have a good day.